Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all right. This morning, I just want to do a little bit of a message for the working class today, and a message for the winter months. I mean, at the moment, obviously, we don't know what sort of winter we're going to have. I'm not a religious man, but I think I'm sort of praying inside that we'll have a very, very mild winter and not a cold one with lots of snow or ice, because millions of people are so stressed with putting their heating on due to the energy crisis and the cost of living. The stress will be going through the roof. It's going to be huge. And if we have a cold winter, that's just going to make that even worse. So I do worry about that. But what I wanted to do was try and get a message out there to people, the working class, who traditionally, in times of strife, you look at the war years and how people came together to help each other, through strikes, people looking after each other. We all need to step up. If you know any elderly or vulnerable or disabled people living in your area or in your street that you think may not have any help or anybody calling in to see how they are, just make sure that you get to them and check on them possibly on a daily basis, just to make sure that they're all right. And if you're relatively well off and you can afford to, when you do your meals for yourselves and you cook a meal, it might be an idea to cook an extra meal, get some tin foil around it and get it round to them, just making sure that they're getting something to eat. At least sort of one hot meal a day will be a great help, and I'm sure it would be much appreciated by these people, because you've got to think, if you're living in a home and you've got your family and everything around you, the difference. But if you're sat on your own and you're stressing about money, you're cold, you're probably not eating what you need to be eating because you've probably made cutbacks in your food shopping and everything. I just think that's another thing for me that'll make Britain great, when people start to look after. We saw it through the pandemic. People volunteer in their millions to go and knocking on people's doors and checking that people were okay and everything. I think through winter we're going to really, really need to step up and do that. We can't rely on this government to help and look after us. It's not going to happen, irrespective of what they may announce over the next few days. I'm sure it'll be chicken feed. I'm convinced. I can't see it being anything better. They will continue to look after their very rich friends in huge corporations and make sure. I mean, Liz Truss said in the campaign she intends to look after the rich because they really need the help, don't they? Not somebody struggling on universal credit or PIP and all those issues, and people on low income, 0-hour contracts and whatnot. Those people are the ones that are going to be really stressed and really worrying. But again, like I've said before, the Tories don't really care about us, the working class. So it's down to us as the working class to try and rally around and look after each other. I mean, there's going to be so many people not putting the heating on. And has anybody considered about the amount of long-term damage that's going to do to people's property in terms of damp? If you haven't got the heating on through cold, damp spells and whatnot, that's going to cause, you're going to get damp in properties, and that's going to be long-term issues stored up for the future that people won't be able to afford to repair. This is, I've not heard anybody talking about that situation, but ultimately it's what will happen. It's going to be quite scary for people. So yeah, this morning it's just a message for the winter coming up. I know we're not there yet, but we've got time to think about it. We've got time to prepare. Anything anybody can do from the working class, As I say, look out for those elderly, lonely, vulnerable or disabled people, and let's as the working class stick together and be proud of the class that we are. were different to the Tories and their class. Were very different. And let's not remember we're the class that built Great Britain. You know, the steel workers, the miners, the shipbuilders, the lorry drivers, the nurses, the doctors. All those people are the people that built this nation. So we all need to look after each other. We're going to have to look after ourselves because this government are not going to do it. Anyway, that's my message for today. Have a nice day, everybody. Solidarity to everybody. Take care.